Well, hey guys, so welcome to Live Sessions with Steve. We're going to be doing a crime scene investigation queue or crime investigation queue. And these are really fun to do, and they need so many of them. There's so many shows and there's so many movies that have that investigative kind of sound, or have that part in the movie where it's like someone's outsmarting someone, and they're all in the thinking room, in front of computers or something, trying to, I can just see the image, you got all these in the FBI, cyber crime lab or something. You got all these monitors and video surveillance, and there's this music that plays in the back. It's a thinking kind of music. It's a kind of a ticking, in a little bit intense, or I should say, not intense, a little bit tense music, and it kind of like has that kind of like there's something going on. You're thinking. It's kind of like it's not a happy-go-lucky kind of scene, but it's a thinking. It's trying to outsmart the criminals, or whatever it is, and or get the baddie guys. And so, but let's go ahead and dive in, and I'll show you how I kind of do these, and this is gonna be fun. All right, so let's have a look here. So we've got it's called a crime scene, and I should just say crime investigative cues. It's the same kind of thing, So the tempo, actually, before we talk about tempo, um, let's do these. Usually my cues are around 130, but these ones are going to take a little time to grow, because if you look down here, the structure is, it's more of a building structure. A lot of the time instrumental cues are A kind of form, which is kind of just get straight into it, then go to a B section, then go back to that A section. But in these cues, what I like to do is, in this album, I guess, or in this one that we're going to do, it's going to be more of a building, and I call the structure of them, I call is an A, B, C kind of format, which is, A is kind of like you're just kind of, it's like an intro, where you're kind of getting there, and then B is a little bit more happening, and a little bit more of that stronger of the motive, and then C is kind of like, it's still it's moving, it's building the whole time, it's kind of like in the scene, if you think about it, they're all meeting, and they're like, wow, this is what happened, and this is how we're going to try and get the criminal, or try and track them down. These are the clues and all this, and then it builds. I think we've nearly got them. We're getting somewhere, and then by the C section, you're like, as the audience viewer, they've discovered it. They've just found, they know they're one step ahead now, and so this is kind of, we want these cues to kind of grow. Now the tempo is around 95 to 105. You don't want it too fast. On this one, you don't want it too fast. Sometimes you can do these investigative cues where it's a little bit faster, but in this one, we're going to keep it around 95 to 105. The feeling is, it's going to be a pulsing, think about crime scenes, or anytime that the investigation is going and they're trying to be one step ahead. Ticking kind of sounds like a clock is ticking, like time is of the essence. Those are kind of great things. Tension, thinking, like the characters are thinking. There's a lot of intellectual, you have to pay attention. Structures building. So the instruments we're going to be using are pads, percussion, repetitive melodies, or arpeggiated chords, actually. Rises and reverse sounds are all going to be part of it. So that's kind of like what we're going to be kind of like going for. So let me just show you a few other cues to look up for ideas and the kind of sound alikes. So I just went to APM Music, which is a great place. I'm not going to play you the song here because YouTube will flag it, because I don't have a license to play it on a video. So, but you can look at this one. Look at scientific investigation, look at blue investigation, and look at investigative pulse. Those are good ones. Some of these others ones down here aren't quite what we're going to look for in this album, but those three will give you a great idea, a great palette to kind of work from. If you look at these cues, they are between, they're a little over 1.5. This one's a little bit closer to 1.5, but around 2. So about the average there would probably be around 2, I guess. So let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, so I've got my track here ready to go. It's a template that I've put together. So we have a few of these different sounds, but I have a bunch of tracks that are ready that have sounds on them. But I'm not going to show you too much then because I might delete some of these. I don't know. But let's go to the first thing we want to do is I want to create a ticking thing. I want to create a something that's kind of like it's going to go throughout. I might mute it at the beginning, or I might put a filter on it at the beginning, but it's going to go through mostly throughout. So one of my favorites here is something by Sample Hero, and it is it's called Simple Scoring Loops, and you just hit one of these keys. That's great. I like that one there. So it's an E. Let me go and there it is. I'm going to play that one. Great. So that just looped. I just held that down for the whole 2 measures there. Just quantize it. All right. We're going to loop that throughout. I'm just looking up here at the time. That's about 1 minute. I'm just going to double that. Right there, we're about there. I don't know where we'll finish. We'll see how it goes. So we've got one little ticking thing that's I'm actually going to copy that down and I'm going to give it another thing. I want something to change every kind of second beat. Let me see if I just... That's the idea I want, but let's try and find something else. Let me just play a few notes, that'll be quicker. That's cool, I like that one. So I might add that one in there. Cool, like that one. Let's quantize that. I do want to make sure it finishes in there as well. I'm going to do one more. And this is not going to come until later, but I just want to... Did I already copy that? I don't know. I think I did. Anyway, so let's... That's fine. It might be too much. I think it's going to be too much because I got another idea actually. We're going to keep that as it is. I'm going to do a pulsing, like a kick drum thing going doom, like kind of. I might just find some sort of kick drum thing that kind of. I wonder if there's a pulse here on this one. like a low frequency, more of a kick drum kind of sound. So this is another great one by Sample Hero. Sample Hero has some really cool stuff. When I'm doing these cues, sometimes I'll go and have a look what they've got and buy a new pack and play with it in the session, but I'm not going to do that now. But if you haven't got some of these, or maybe they've even got some new ones, because I've had these ones for a little while now. I'm due for some newer ones, but I'll do that next time. That's cool. That's the sound I think I want. It's got a little bit of delays and stuff in it, which I might get rid of. But now I'm going to find that note. Now I'm kind of playing that manually. So that doesn't have a loop, but I like that. I think I like that sound. I think I like it. We'll see. Alright, so now I want all these at the same velocity. So you can turn them all up. I think they're all the same. Yeah. Alright, we'll see if that works. Of course, we can delete if it doesn't. Alright, so that's a couple. We've got a beat there. I'm going to turn that down. I'm actually going to turn that those reverbs down too. That's cool. Okay, so we've got some highs kind of happening, some of those brittle kind of sounds, this kind of sound here. Not brittle, but higher pitch sound. And then we have something that's in between. It's kind of a little on the high side, but then we definitely got that low one. So that's great. Okay, so let's get some pad. Let's do a pad here somewhere. These are all titled wrong, but that's all right. We'll play with it as we go. So let's find what melodies do we have here? What pads? Let's see what we've got in the pads. One of my favorites, a little bit more on the expensive side as a plugin, is Omnisphere. And I've had this for a while, but this has tons and tons of sounds, and it's really cool. And you can do so much. It's a huge engine in here. You can do so much. You can, gosh, it's tons of stuff. But I've been using this for a little while, and it's got some of the sounds, especially it's got a little bit of more. I feel like the sounds are a little bit more in depth. They're a little bit more behind there, and that's because you can have these different layers of scratching sounds and all sorts of different stuff underneath. But of course, we're not doing much sound design here. We're actually going to just try and find a sound that we like. So let's go to pads, and then we'll see what's in here. Can you hear that little stuff underneath? That's really cool. So underneath you've got like, it's just, you got different stuff. Where's my, it's got a little bit of, is that just, it looks like an EQ on it. Arpeggiate, we might use an arpeggiation on it. You've got like this sound, then you've got like a a mini Moog triangle, waveform there, oscillator, filter, and amp. But anyway, let's see what we've got. See if that will work. Actually, I don't like that sound. It's too clean, too clear. I want something really. Actually, that wasn't the sound, I think. Maybe it was. I don't know. Siberian post office at night. You know what? Something's happening here. I'm not triggering the actual sound. So that tells me that maybe this is triggering something else. That's what we want. I guess that might be triggering this one. That's the sound we want. Let me get rid of this. Alright, so this is just going to be the pad. Let's just name that. So what I did there is I actually went up a few notes. If you can kind of see, I went up from the A. We're going to be in the key of A minor, make it easy. I go up an actual semitone to give it that tension. Then go back to A, and back up to A sharp. Then I go up to a B, and back down to A. Let's see if that works. Alright, so I might be able to stop there and loop it. Let's see. So there is a bit of movement in that one. So what I want to do is I want to have that movement maybe later. So I'm just going to copy this down here. And then I could go ahead and automate that movement, but sometimes this is quicker. So I'll have the movement come in there maybe. And here we will go in there and edit that movement. Okay, so all I'm doing here, and I always forget how to do it, but I'm actually adding sounds. You can add 8 different sounds in here, so it's just you can have so many layers of different sounds. But I'm just going to definitely add another one of maybe just another pad underneath, so it's actually going to be playing at the same time. You can actually do the volumes here as well. But so just in this one, we'll be on number 2 here. So let's just find another pad. See what comes up. So, gosh, that's cool. That's great. So that should be playing underneath. We'll play both now. I don't know if it has some sort of weird sound to it, but let's have a listen. You can even pan them a little. That's great. That's awesome. I like that a lot. Okay, that's a pad. So that's our pad. I'm sorry, I don't know if that was kind of cut off the screen there a little bit. But I was just turning them up and down. We've added 2 different sounds. So we've got something on the first channel and the second channel. If you go to the system here, you can have a bunch more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 more if we want. You can send. There's just so much options here. But that's as simple as I'm not going to go too much into deep depth on that one. But let's add like a little melody thing now. I want to add some sort of like a little. Nope. A little bit too happy. Let's find out what this. Some of that might work. I think I do like that. I'm not sure about that sound, but let's. Whoops. Let's get it right. Alright, we got some mistakes there. Could actually be a cool mistake. I'm just going to keep it doing the same thing. All right. And as I said, we're not going to start with all these sounds all the time. This bass one, that's not going to come until a little later. I gotta make sure I do. Gotta be eighths or quarters that we're changing. That looks good. Sorry, eight measures or four measures in the changes. As things are gonna overlap weird. So we got 1, 2. That's yep. So that's 9, which is actually 8 because we start on the 2. So that is good. All right, so that little melody is a little bit too light. It's too small. It's too. I want it to be a little deeper, a little bit more concerning, a little bit more tense. So let's find a different sound there. Actually, I might keep that sound for later, and let's find another sound for now. For the first part. Let's go on the hunt. Nope. Might be too. That's kind of a cool sound. Snappy circuits. See what it sounds like. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure of that sound. Might be too much at the beginning. I might do more of a dun 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 or something as we're just starting to play. I might add that part later. So let's go back and try and find that first sound. Where's those pulses again? I think we have cyber crime. We don't want that cyber sound. Some of those rises might be cool, that's why they're here. What else we got? Pulses here. Oh, these have got some cool whooshes and reverse stuff we'll do. And I don't know what's on candy. Oh, that is my candy drums, which I don't think I'm going to be using. And that's a side chain ready to go if I need it. Let's put a bass in there, see what it sounds. I might copy this so it goes. I might copy that. I wonder if I should go up to that C. I might go up to that C and change the other one as well. I don't want to get hung up on it too much. Going up to the C makes it a little bit more happier, but I think that's okay because I already do have the tense thing. Let's do that. Let's do the ultimate decision. Is that going to affect this though? Is that going to affect the other sounds I have here? Let's listen. You know what? I'm not going to do it. Because I'm going to have to fix stuff, I think. We can easily come back and do it if we want to do it. Let's just keep it. I've got some other pads here, I think, that are using that, going to that B and not that C. So we'll just keep it. It's not going to work because it's a little bit too synthy, a little bit too dancey. I don't know if there's anything on Nexus that would be usable. I don't think there's anything on Nexus. I think that's Nexus as well. Now let's get rid of those. Alright, so I do still want that a piano sound or something, and I don't like this bass here. I'm going to find a different bass. now I am hearing a definite beat as it comes in. It's a doom, doom, or something in there. That's audio. Let's find that candy that might have a beat I could, or even just program something in. Yeah, I like that when it comes in. I just want that first loop. Two measures there. So if I go 2, 4, 6, 8. So now I'm just going to delete those. And I'm actually just going to do a kick in here. Just a dun, 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 dun. Maybe simple. Maybe even on the 4. Yeah, that's it. I like that. So that's kind of like just starts before it comes into the full groove. And there'll be a reverse cymbal or something in there. Let's go back to some pulses. No, I still want a piano sound or some sort of nicer, softer, melodic sound at the beginning here. So let's find it. Let's do, what do we got here? Not this. Let's see what else we got. Let's get rid of that. Maybe I'll use Sample Hero has some cool stuff. Reverse piano textures, that might be cool. Normal speed. Oh. Maybe, I don't know. Actually, no, I have another sound in mind, actually. There's a really, no, so it changes, no. It's by Output. This stuff is really cool. Output has some really cool stuff. No sample loaded. Well, load a sample then. It's a little bit too nice sounding. What else we got here? It's a little bit too patty. What else we got here? That's actually really cool. It's a little too soft though. Let's try a different one. I think there's a bit more bass. Might be more of the sound I want actually. Yeah, I'm not quite sure the sound. Not sure I like that sound, but I like the idea. So I might just put down the idea, then I can play with the sounds while I have the idea down. I like that idea. But I got a few wrong notes in there. So this one needs to make sure I stop so I have an actual clear hit on that one. And I do want to have, still looking for a piano sound, still not happy with that sound. So let's just duplicate that down. And let's try and find a piano sound for that. Still want something a little softer. But not a clean piano sound, I don't think. Maybe an organ. Maybe this. It's a bit noisy though. We'll see if that sounds any. And what do we got here? I think this is the rises. Yeah, let's find a few rises we like, and I'll show you what I deal with them, how I work them out. So I actually make them audio. I like the rises to be audio. So I'll convert them down in a second. Rises, let's just make it a little cleaner. Rises. Some of these are long rises. Short is up here. Oh, that's oops, the other way around. So short is over here. Long. And you have different. They're all just a little bit similar, but still a bit different. So let's do a few of those. Let the tail all go out. Alright. Now do a long one. And we'll do one more. We'll do a rhythm one. That's a cool one. I like that a lot. I've still got my finger held down because it's still making noise. And I think we're out. Alright, cool. So get rid of this little mistake in there. Alright, so what I do here is I just drag this down to an audio. I always want to convert those to audio because I can see exactly what's there, and you can move it around exactly how you want it. Alright, it's taken a little while. Just bouncing down there, you can kind of see it rendering here. Quite an effect, or quite a thing it's trying to bounce down. Alright, there it is. See, I can actually see them now, so this is what I want. I wonder why that's a little quieter. It's all good. So I'm just going to shut that, and then we're going to move that around. So next up, I think we have all the elements enough for us to kind of start editing and moving things around. So I might wrap this one up. Let's see. Yep, I think we have all the elements here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break, 10-minute break for a second, or for 10 minutes, and then I'm going to come back and I am going to do more of the editing, and then we'll also mix it in the same session, or at least give a little bit of a bounce down. And yeah, so I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.